Those are good things to notice, but what about the site itself? Do you think a site that's trying to excite people about mysteries will focus on facts? It is incredible for an incredible source. You're right, Sadie admitted. It can't be trustworthy. Mr. King pulled up the sign where Sadie had found the information about Helker leaving town because they lost the election. Mr. King pointed to a few sentences on the site and a few sentences in her paper and asked her what she noticed. Uh-oh, they're the same, Sadie thought. She whispered, they're identical. Your side is the source at the end of paragraph, Mr. noted, but you didn't include quotes for those sections you quoted. That's plagiarism. Another option could have been to summarize or paraphrase information, which is putting the same ideas into your own words. The information still needed to be cited, though. Mr. King then had Sadie look at the sign itself. She couldn't tell who wrote it. At the bottom of the page, however, she found a source for the information on the page. She asked Mr. King to look it up. What do you think about the credibility of this site? Mr. King asked. It's an opinion piece for a newspaper, Sadie altered. It was written by someone running against Helker by mayor. Sadie thought about it. He's probably just trying to make her look bad. Mr. King nodded. That's known as bias, he explained, pointing out how the other was expressing his point of view. That meant that he could be presenting only part of the story, completely false information, or a combination of the two. After they went through the rest of her essay, Sadie found the courage to ask, do you fail the assignment? With the essay as is, yes, I would have to fail you, Mr. King said quite seriously. Then his face softened. However, I'll let you rewrite it using credible sources and turn it in on Monday. Yes, Sadie screamed inside her hand. In reality, she stood in stunned silence. Mr. King's words were music to her ears. Sadie? Mr. King asked, joining her back to reality. Sadie nodded and gathered her things, not wanting to say anything to jinx her luck. You won't regret this. I promise to write truly incredible essay, this time using credible sources, she managed to say. Some tips on credible sources. Finding credible sources can be tricky. Use the tip below to help you recognize credible sources. Pay attention to the extensions at the end of website. .com and .net. Anyone can get these. Watch for bias and check sources. .gov. Only government sites can get there. They are often credible, but check sources. .org. Often used by non-profit organizations. Watch for bias and check sources. .edu. Used for schools or university. Often credible, but check sources. Can you find the same information from multiple sources? Who got the information? Is the writer an expert in the field? Did the writer experience the first-hand, or is he or she reporting information from others? Is the writer or website showing bias in trying to sell something or convince the reader to believe something? Connections. Writing. What will happen next in the story? What a continuation to the story to share with your class. Social studies. Research to learn more about an important person from your area. One essay about the person. Be sure to use credible sources. Remember to cite your sources and use your own words to avoid plagiarism.